Dear viewer, this is one of the dirtiest films released in the world, and the reason you will see now. Our story begins with 500 prisoners inside one of the most brutal prisons in the world, and all these 500 share one digestive system. Can you imagine the scale of the disaster? This prison is a federal prison in America that collapsed due to the number of prisoners, and the only solution to reduce expenses was a gruesome surgery that turned the prisoners into an endless worm. And now we see this American prison, and the prison director named Bill Jan is sitting in his office, and his deputy says that the number of prisoners in this prison has started to increase, so we are unable to control them. According to reports, this prison is considered one of the most expensive in the country in terms of food, electricity, and water. As they talk, they walk around inside the prison. The deputy continues, saying that according to Governor Hughes's report, we need to quickly find a solution and control the number of prisoners to reduce costs, or else the governor will fire both of us. As they are walking, they suddenly hear a scream, so they go towards the source of the sound. There, they see a guard injured on the ground, screaming in pain. The prison director asks him the reason, and he tells him that prisoner number 117 hit him, so the director goes to the prisoner, whom the guards are holding, and breaks the prisoner's arm. As for the prisoners, they were causing a commotion in the prison and were objecting to Bill's rule and didn't want it, so he takes out his weapon and starts shooting to silence them, and then he and the deputy return to the office. And Bill was upset and angry, so he measures his blood pressure and finds it high, which makes him angrier because it was normal in the morning. His deputy asks him to calm down and says, "I have a plan," but Bill tells him to shut up because he wants to relax and asks him to return to medieval torture methods, like reverse hanging. He continues speaking and tells him or see which of the prisoners suffers from arachnophobia, throw poisonous spiders at him, or apply the punishment of force feeding on them. It means feeding them animal waste forcibly. While they are talking, the secretary in the prison enters holding a small box and says to Bill, "This is for you." At first, Bill refuses to take it, but then he takes it from her. She leaves and he opens it to find a container with African pills inside. He takes one of them, and these pills are male enhancers. After that, Bill receives a call from an unknown person, so Bill answers it. The caller informs him and says that they are his special death squad and are coming to kill him immediately. Bill gets scared and tries to hide under the desk, but then one of the guards calls the deputy and apologizes, saying that this prisoner, whose number is 346, took advantage of the call allowed to him. We know that each prisoner is allowed one call per month. And instead of calling his family this month, he decided to call President Bill to threaten him. The guard repeats his apology and tells him this mistake will not happen again. And when Bill gets angry, and suddenly the secretary returns, saying to Bill that the doctor called about your regular checkup appointment because they do a checkup every week. And indeed, Bill goes to the clinic inside the prison, and there the doctor starts examining him to check on his health. The doctor notices that Bill is anxious and has irregular heartbeats. Bill snaps at him and says, "I'm not paying you to give me bad news. I'm fine and don't need advice." The doctor gets scared of him. And because of this, he quickly changes his mind and tells Bill that his health is very good. After that, Bill goes to punish the prisoner who called and threatened him, who, as we know, is number 346. He asks the guards to bring hot water, but he yells at them when he finds out the water is cold. The deputy was present and asked Bill to change this method of punishment because it would cost them medical treatments. At this moment, Bill's personal secretary arrives and informs him that Governor Hughes will arrive shortly. Bill asks her to delay the governor as much as possible until he finishes what he's doing. He then starts throwing hot water on the prisoner's face, and indeed the punishment is harsh. In your opinion, does the prisoner deserve this punishment, or is Bill mentally ill and exaggerating? And if you were in Bill's place, what kind of punishment would you give this prisoner? Now we return to Bill, who is enjoying the scene and keeps laughing, which indeed indicates that he is mentally ill. As for Governor Hughes, he arrived at the prison and entered Bill's office. We know that Bill doesn't like him because in every meeting, Hughes would ask Bill to be a true leader and would always criticize him. And we know that Hughes is a candidate for the elections and wants to present solutions and proposals to be accepted, and because of this, he gives Bill and the deputy a 2-week deadline and tells them it's necessary to think of a solution to reduce the cost being spent on the prisoners, or else he will fire both of them. And when Hughes leaves, Bill gets angry and keeps shouting, and he was upset by the governor's threat to them. At this time, the prisoners were gathered in the prison yard, and suddenly they hear Bill's voice speaking to them through a loudspeaker, telling them they resemble a herd of pigs, so the prisoners were angry.